Jey Uso is the latest WWE star to win the Men's Royal Rumble match, punching his ticket to a WrestleMania World Title bout. For some, main event Jey ranks among the least likely Rumble winners ever, especially when considering some of the major stars and all-time greats that never received the honor. There is a roll call of legends and Hall of Famers who never won the Rumble, even if they did come tantalizingly close and in some cases headlined WrestleMania anyway. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 biggest WWE stars to never win the Royal Rumble. Join us. Number 10, Diesel. After years of being misused or otherwise outright overlooked in WCW, Kevin Nash must have been made up to see how well he was booked in his first WWE Royal Rumble appearance. Half a year after Nash as Diesel made his WWE debut as the bodyguard of Shawn Michaels, Big Daddy Cool entered the 1994 Rumble at number 7 and scored 7 eliminations during an 18-minute run that was considered the 7-footer's breakout performance. It took the combined efforts of 5 people to eliminate Diesel, who may not have won the match, not that he was really ready to anyway, but his run helped get him over with the WWE audience in a big way. So big, in fact, that Diesel was the reigning and defending WWE champion at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view a year later. He had lost it by the time the 96 Rumble came around and entered the eponymous Battle Royal, determined to secure himself another crack at the gold at WrestleMania. Diesel again looked dominant here, eliminating 5 people before finding himself one-on-one with Michaels when HBK played a little sweet chin music and won the Rumble for the second year on the bounce. Number 9, Eddie Guerrero. The late great Eddie Guerrero only wrestled in 2 Royal Rumbles during his WWE career, since he arrived too late for the 2000 Rumble, was injured when the 2001 one came around, had been released come 2002, and was battling nephew Chavo in 04. That left just the 2003 Rumble, which occurred during the period he was teaming with Chavo, and 2005, which took place half a year after he had lost his one and only WWE Championship. In 03, Latino Heat was very much a mid-card player who had yet to fully break out of the pack, while 2 years later, Eddie was a top star but sort of in a transitional period between main event runs. Guerrero did win a truncated Rumble on WWE television, mind you, when he outlasted 14 other SmackDown stars on the January 29, 2004 edition of the show, which granted him a WWE title opportunity against Brock Lesnar at No Way Out. Eddie surely would have been among the favourites to win the 2006 Rumble, but sadly he passed away just 2 months beforehand. Close friend Rey Mysterio would go on to win the match in his honour. Number 8, Mick Foley. Mick Foley has had a lot of memorable matches at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view and has been responsible for his fair share of memorable moments in the Royal Rumble match itself, but the WWE Hall of Famer never came close to actually winning the thing. As Mankind, he was eliminated by The Undertaker in 1997 after he himself had eliminated Terry Funk and Rocky Maivia. A year later, Foley decided to increase his odds by entering as not just Mankind, but also as Dude Love and Cactus Jack, but to no avail. In 1999 and 2000, Foley competed in 2 remarkably violent WWE title matches, putting in incredible performances against The Rock in an I Quit match and then taking Triple H to the limit in a street fight. In 2004, he eliminated Randy Orton and himself to continue their feud, while in 2008 and 2012, he was a nostalgia entry there for a pop. Foley did get to main event WrestleMania despite never winning the Rumble, when Linda McMahon added him to the WWE title match in 2000. Number 7, Kane. WWE Hall of Famer Kane is quite the Royal Rumble record setter. Glenn Jacobs holds the record for most total Royal Rumble appearances at 19, though one of those was as fake Diesel. The Big Red Machine is also responsible for the most eliminations of all time, tossing up 46 of them over the course of his dominant career. Kane is synonymous with the Royal Rumble match and has gotten to the Final 4 on several occasions, including in 2000, 2003, 2008, and 2015. In 2001, it came down to Kane and eventual winner Steve Austin, which is the closest the mayor of Knox County ever came to winning the thing. It's hard to say if there was a year where he would have been a good choice for winner, as Kane never really factored into the main event scene come WrestleMania time and never actually challenged for or defended a world title on the grandest stage. And no, the ECW title doesn't count, obviously. Number 6, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho just about did it all during his WWE career, winning countless titles as he made history as both the man with the most Intercontinental Championship reigns and the first ever undisputed champion. But for all the title reigns and other accolades, a couple did elude Y2J. He never won the King of the Ring tournament, and he never won a Royal Rumble. Jericho has been in 10 Rumbles and has looked mighty impressive in several of those. In 2017, for example, he entered at number 2 and lasted an hour, making the final 4 and eliminating Sheamus and Cesaro before being chucked out by Roman Reigns. Jericho also made the final 4 in 2004, where he was eliminated by The Big Show and was the runner-up to Sheamus in 2012, with many people at the time arguing that he should have won instead. But he didn't, and the now AEW star probably never will. He has headlined WrestleMania, of course, having dropped the undisputed title to Triple H in 2002's Show Closer. Number 5, Daniel Bryan. Even mentioning the words Daniel Bryan and Royal Rumble in the same sentence is bound to give some WWE fans a case of PTSD. The American Dragon famously didn't enter the 2014 Rumble match, which resulted in the 15,000 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that night completely turning on the show and booing the hell out of eventual winner and supposed babyface Batista. It was so bad that WWE were practically forced to add Bryan to the WWE title main event of WrestleMania 30. WWE thought they had figured things out a year later when they had Bryan enter at number 10 and last 10 minutes before being eliminated by Bray Wyatt. Needless to say, WWE had not figured things out with this booking decision, and fans voiced their displeasure at Bray's elimination for the remainder of the contest. Bryan had previously entered in 2011 and 2013, being eliminated by CM Punk and Kane respectively, but that was really before the Yes movement had become too big to ignore. He last entered a proper Rumble in 2021, where he lasted just shy of half an hour before being axed, but did go on to headline Night 2 of WrestleMania 37 in a triple threat Universal title match with Roman Reigns and Edge. Number 4, Randy Savage. It was a bit of a mixed bag when it came to Randy Savage and the Royal Rumble, as the Macho Man often let personal vendettas blind him to his pursuit of the world title, while on other occasions it felt like he'd completely forgotten or didn't know the rules of the match itself. Savage entered 5 Rumbles, including the second ever one in 1989, where he was accidentally eliminated by supposed friend Hulk Hogan. A year later, Randy managed to eliminate Jake Roberts, but was thrown over by Dusty Rhodes, while in 1991 he no-showed the match after costing the Ultimate Warrior his world title earlier in the night. The Macho Man made the final 4 in 92, though he really shouldn't have been allowed to remain in the ring after essentially eliminating himself while going after Roberts. In 93, Savage got the golden number 30 spot, but was flung out and had to settle for second place after inexplicably going for a pin on winner Yokozuna. A year later, his WrestleMania main event dreams were crushed by Crush, the irony of it all, but at that point, Randy wasn't really considered the same level of star he had been just a couple of years earlier, and the odds of him winning the Rumble were low. Number 3, Kurt Angle. Though he was only in WWE for a little under 7 years during his first run with the company, Kurt Angle managed to do pretty much everything there was to do in that time. The only thing Angle never managed to do, really, was win the Rumble. Kurt only entered 4 Rumbles during his WWE tenure, as he was competing in singles matches, including 3 world title bouts on the other occasions. His first Rumble in 2002 saw him enter at the number 26 spot and make it to the final 2, but there was nobody stopping the Triple H comeback from a quad tear train. In 2004, he finished 3rd after being 86th by The Big Show. The year after, Angle stole Nunzio's number before the match and entered at number 20, but lasted less than a minute before Shawn Michaels booted him out. As for anyone who put money on the Hall of Famer in 2019, well, I've just launched a new meme coin that I'd love to talk to you about. Number 2, CM Punk. CM Punk was one of the favourites to win the 2025 Royal Rumble, but entered at number 24 and had to make do with 4th place after being bundled out by Logan Paul. That was the straight-edge superstar's 8th attempt to win the Rumble, something he has come close to doing on a couple of occasions. In 2024, for example, Punk finished runner-up to to back-to-back winner Cody Rhodes, though he did tear his triceps in the process. A decade prior, Punk entered at number 1 and put in a hell of a shift, lasting just shy of 50 minutes and notching up 3 eliminations as he made it to the final 4, only to be eliminated by corporate Kane, who had already been eliminated by Punk earlier. The former WWE champion famously walked out of WWE the very next night. Before that, Punk had made moments in the Rumble but hadn't exactly looked like a probable winner, whereas in 2012 and 2013, years he could have been a realistic pick, Punk was defending his WWE title. CM Punk could yet win the Royal Rumble in the future, but for now, it remains missing from his resume. Number 1, The Ultimate Warrior. The difference between The Ultimate Warrior's 2 Royal Rumble match appearances demonstrated just how far Jim Hellwig's creation had come within a couple of years. In 1988, Warrior entered the first ever 20-man televised Rumble at number 18 and lasted just under 4 minutes before being eliminated by Dino Bravo. He skipped 1989 to have a totally heterosexual pose down with Rick Rude, but came back to the Rumble with a vengeance in 1990 as one of the favorites. Entering at number 21, Warrior eliminated or helped to eliminate 6 people, which included evening the score with Dino friggin' Bravo before squaring off with Hulk Hogan in a moment that will live forever in the minds of fans of that era. It was the Hulkster who would prove decisive in Warrior's elimination when he accidentally took him out of the match with a clothesline as Rick Rude and the Barbarian were trying to tip Warrior over the top. Warrior would never enter another Royal Rumble, but he did get back at Hogan for the elimination by beating him for the world title in the main event of WrestleMania 6.